A couple of days ago, I shared with you the first thing that a lot of people are missing about power, personal power, and the way influence works, and the opportunity to use the personal power diagnostic to analyze your stakeholders. If you didn't see that, make sure and click back and have a look at it. But today I want to share the second thing that most people are missing, and it is this. It's not so much about the power that you have, it's the power that other people think you have. And this is really, really important because it means that you've got to tune into what other people might be thinking about you and manage that difference. I mean, in the mechanics of power, the principles of power, and I'll give you a link down to them, this whole thing about perception and reality is a really important point that you need to manage that gap and manage it appropriately in the circumstances and with the people that you're interested in doing. But to help people explore this on a workshop, we use these picture cards. We've got a load of word cards as well, which help to stimulate the debate. And one little exercise we do, which is quite illustrative of the point that I'm making today, is we get everybody in the room to share a card with another individual there to share their perception and what they're seeing in that individual. And I'll just give you a couple of examples. Here is a card that I shared with one individual, which is a big brick wall. And what I explained to him is that the way when I see you, I notice the set of your face, and it's very difficult to read, almost like you're a brick wall, which is influencing or likely to influence me, that I might have to work really hard to convince you, to get you to open up, etc. So that could be used in a way and in a particular situation to your advantage. And he said to me, but Colin, what I've been doing for the last 20 years is trying to appear more approachable, and what you're saying is that it hasn't quite worked. And I said, well, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is you have an asset, which is the way you look, that in certain circumstances you might be able to use to your advantage rather than being openly gushing and things like that. So it gave him a new perception of something that he'd prior to that thought of as a weakness into something that he could now use. And neither strong nor weak, it's about making appropriate use of what you've got. The second card that I gave to somebody was this one, which is the loud hailer. And what I'd noticed in the way she was interacting with people on the workshop, she was quite loud, very loud in fact, and everybody could hear her. And I imagined in open plan offices, people at the other end of the building would be able to hear what she's talking about. So as I explained, is if somebody upsets you, everybody's going to know about it. They're going to hear about your response to it, and that's not going to be good news. So some people might be very cautious with you and be very careful that they get it right. Other people may see that as an opportunity, that if they please you, if they do what you want and they delight you, you're going to broadcast that to the world as well. And she'd never really thought about it like that. So what these two things are doing is showing you that there are a lot of different things that are in your makeup that could already be influencing people out there. And I want you to start to dial into that, to start to understand what other people think of you relating to what makes you influential or what makes you powerful. And you can use the power diagnostic to do that. And here's an idea for you. Complete the personal power diagnostic if you've not already done it, link down below. But when you've done it, share it with some of your team members or some trusted colleagues. Get them to do it. Because afterwards, once you've all done the power diagnostic, there's a link that you can click to analyse others. And what I'd like to challenge you to do is to ask your colleagues to complete the personal power diagnostic on you. And when they do, share the report, share what they're noticing, because it's a handy way to really get it to come to life. And then you can have a discussion about how influence is working. And if you're doing this in a team context, it can be under the purpose or under the objective of being, how do we learn more about influence, how we are influencing each other, but more importantly, how we are influencing the rest of the organisation. Because as you have power, so do teams. So get your team talking, get a group of friends together, all talking about power, using the power diagnostic and giving each other some really quite good solid feedback that will help you all to grow, develop, and with your integrity to become so much more than you were. So if you do that, and if you get involved, and I see the activity coming through during November of this month, the time of film in 2018, I will select one person to give a real good tour through, a personal coaching session on how to make the most of this whole idea about personal power, either in a team context or for you as an individual. So get cracking with it, share it with your friends, get them involved with it, and so we can all start to learn how to empower ourselves and be more influential for the good of all.